Hello student, it is the second day discussion for the chapter Electrical Charge and Field from the first unit Electrostatics. In the first day discussion you have learned that like charges repels to each other and unlike charges attract to each other. Now the question is, with how much force the charged bodies are attracting and repulsing. Regarding that one, French scientist Charles Coulomb has given one law that is known as Coulomb's law. So today our first topic is about the Coulomb's law. According to this law, the electrostatic force between two point charges at rest is directly proportional to the product of the magnitude of the two charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. The force acts along the line joining between them and it depends on the nature of the intervening medium. So the points are there in the Coulomb's law. One number is there. Force is, okay, let us first consider 2 point charge Q1, Q2 and the separation between the two charges is R. So according to Coulomb's law, the force is directly proportional to the product of their charges. 2 number, force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. 3 number point is there, act along the line joining. 4 number, depends on the nature of the intervening medium. Now let us one by one let us discuss the points. The 1 number points is there that force is proportional to the product of the magnitude of the charges. That is, if the value of the charges is increased, the force, electrostatic force will be increased. If decreased, then will decrease. 2 number point is there that force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. That is, if the separation between the point charges is increased, then the force will be decreased, and if the separation between the point charges will be decreased, then the force between the 2 point charges will be increased. If you take the graph between the separation and the force, then it will be like that. Separation is there that side along x-axis and force is along y-axis, then the graph will come like that. With the increase of separation, the force is decreased. Okay, so this is the second point from the Coulomb's law, and the third point is acts along the line joining. As the 2 point charges are positive ones, so they will, like charges are there, so they will repel to each other. Suppose the Q1, it is the 1 number charge body, point charge body, and that 2 number plus Q2 is the 2 number charge body. The force on charge body 1 due to charge body 2 is F1, 2, and its direction will be along that side. Again, the force on charge body 2 due to charge body 1 is F21, it is directed along that side. So the forces are directed along the line joining. 4 number points is depends on the nature of the intervening medium. That is, the value of the electrostatic force is depends on the medium, depends on the intervening medium. Now, what will be the mathematical formula for the Coulomb's law? Let us see. If we combine the 1 number point and 2 number point, then it will come F is proportional to Q1 Q2 by R square, or F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square, where K is equal to electrostatics force constant or Coulomb's constant. Its value depends on the system of unit used and on the nature of the intervening medium. Now, with the changing of the system of the unit, let's see what is the Coulomb's law. Its mathematical form will change with the system of unit. In SI system, the K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. It is for free space, also for air, where epsilon naught is the electrical permittivity of free space. Then, and its value, epsilon naught, its value is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12, 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square per Newton per meter square. So the value of K will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. So for SI system, the Coulomb's formula will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Next, in CGS system, K is equal to 1 by K naught, where K naught is the electrical permittivity or dielectric constant. Its value in CGS system is 1 of free space, also for air. So the Coulomb's formula, mathematical formula will be in CGS system Q1 Q2 by R square. So these are the mathematical formula for two system. Our next topic is about the vectorial form of Coulomb's law. Again, let us consider 2-point charges. And the separation between the center of the point charges is R. The direction of the force is F12. It is 1 number, it is 2 number, and the direction force on charge body 2 due to 1 is along that side. Now, to express the Coulomb's formula in vectorial form, we need vector. There is 2 vector. One is in that direction, another one is in that direction. In that direction, what will be the vector? It will be R2 minus R1. That is final position of the vector minus the initial position of the vector. And in that direction, what will be the vector? R1 minus R2. That one also can express by R12 vector, and its unit vector will be R12 unit vector. Also same as it will be R21 vector, and its unit vector will be R21 unit vector. So the vectorial form of that one can be expressed using the unit vector F, that is the force on charge body 1, point charge body 1 due to charge body 2, F12. Its vectorial form will be K R1 R2 by Q1 Q2 by R square, and the unit vector in that direction will be R12 cap. And in that direction, that is F21, the vectorial form will be F21 K Q1 Q2 by R square R21 unit vector. These are the 2 vectorial form of Coulomb's law. Our next topic is about the limitation of Coulomb's law. So let's see what's the limitation. Limitation of Coulomb's law. In the statement of the Coulomb's law, we have seen that the electrostatic force between 2 point charges. Now, the charge may be extended one, may be point 1. Let us consider one body where the charges are spreading like that. That body can be considered as a point charge body? Answer will be no. So what will be that one point charged body? How it will be? When the linear distance of the charge body is very less compared to the separation between the charge body, then the charge body can be considered as a point charge body. So the first number limitation is there, that the charge body must be point charge body. 2 number limitation, also in the statement it was the electrostatic force between the charge body at rest, that is one of the charge body must be kept at rest. One of the charge body must be at rest. 3 number limitation is there. The separation between the charged body should be more than 10 to the power minus 15 meter, because less than 10 to the power minus 15 meter nuclear forces becomes predominant. For that reason the separation must be greater separation must be greater than 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So these are the limitation, otherwise the Coulomb's law is not valid one. Okay, our next topic is comparison between the electrostatic force and the gravitational force. Gravitational force, in the gravitation chapter you have seen that two mass body will attract to each other with a force. That force is the gravitational force. Now electrostatic force in this chapter and gravitation force in the gravitation chapter. Now what is the comparison between the two forces? Comparison between electrostatic force and gravitational force. First see what the similarity between the two. Similarity. 1 number similarity is there. Both the forces acts along the line joining. Acts along the line joining. 2 number similarity, what is there? 2 number similarity is there. Both the forces is proportional to the square of the distance. So these are the two similarity. What is the dissimilarity between the two? Dissimilarity. The forces, electrostatic forces, sometimes it will be attractive, sometimes it will be repulsive, but gravitational force is always attractive. 1 number dissimilarity. 2 number dissimilarity, what is there? In electrostatic force, it depends on the nature of the intervening medium. That is, it is not universal one. With the changing of the medium, the electrostatic force will be changed. But in case of gravitational force, it is not depends on the nature of the medium, so it is the universal one. So these are the dissimilarity between the two forces. Let us consider now one mathematical problem on Coulomb's law. One question is there like that: find the ratio of electrostatic force to gravitational force for two electrons placed at some distance apart in air. Then what will be the ratio between the electrostatic force and gravitational force for two electrons that separated apart in air? The value of in the problem, the value of the charge of the electron is given 1.6 into 10 to the power 19 coulomb. Then mass of the electron is 9.1. Mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. The value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square, and the value of G is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11, 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Now let us see what the ratio is coming. For electrostatic force, the formula is there, K Q1 Q2 by R square, and for gravitational force the formula is there, G into M1 M2 by R square. But here the two body is electron, for that reason their charges will be equal, that is it will be Q square, and its masses also will be equal, that is there will be M square. So the ratio what will be, F E by Fg is equal to that R square will be cancelled, then there will be K Q square by G M square. Now if you put the values, then it will be K its value is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into electron, its value is, charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Next, G's value is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11, and its value is, M its value is 9 into 1 into 10 to the power minus 31. Then its value is, after its calculation you will get, its value will come near about 10 to the power 42. So in this way you can practice a few mathematical problems just applying the Coulomb's formula. Our next topic is about the principle of superposition of charges. Principle of superposition of charges. Let us consider three point charge body in a system, Q1, Q2, Q3. Now, as there is three point charge body, so on any charge body, the other remaining two charge body will be one effect of electrostatic force. Let us, if we consider the charge body Q2, suppose on charge body Q2, the force due to Q1 will be F, on charge body 2 due to 1, and the force on charge body 2 due to Q3 will be F on 2 due to 3, the force. So on the charge body Q2, what is the net force is coming? The net force on charge body Q2 is coming, net force on Q2 is coming F21 plus F23. This is the principle of superposition of charges. That is, the force on in a system, if there is lots of charge body, then in any on any charge body, what will be the force? The force on the any charge body will be the vector sum of the other remaining charge bodies. The force on one charge body, whatever the force due to Q1 on the charge body Q2 will not change, but the net force on charge body Q2 will be changed, because on that charge body it is now the forces are coming due to charge body Q1 and also for Q3. But for the presence of Q3, the force due to Q1 is not changing, but the net force on the charge body Q2 is changing, because on charge body Q2 two forces are affecting. So in the principle of superposition of charges, the is said that in the principle of superposition of charges, it is said that in a system of charges, the force on any charge body is the vector sum for the remaining charge bodies. Okay, suppose there is n number of charges, then what will be the force on n number charge body? Equal to the vector sum of the remaining vector sum of the electrostatic force for the remaining charge bodies. That is F n minus 1. This is the principle of superposition of charges. Let us consider one mathematical problem on the principle of superposition of charges. Three charge body Q1, similar three charge body is kept in the vertex of an equilateral triangle. Its vertex, its name is A, it is B and it is C. Their sides is A and A. You have to calculate what is the force on charge body on charge body Q3, that is placed at the vertex C. Now the force on charge body Q3 due to Q1 plus Q1, its direction will be along the line, it is F C due to A, the force. The force on charge body Q3 due to Q2, its direction will be this side, it will be F on C at C point, and it is due to B. Okay, now their direction is that force, its direction is along the line joining, its direction is along the, and three are positive charges, so they will repel to each other. As the triangle is a equilateral triangle, so their angle will be 60 degree. So what will be its angle? Its angle will be 60 degree. Now see what is the forces are there. F C A, it is K into Q3 Q1 by R square. Q1 Q3 by R square. And that one F CB, its expression is by r square. Now, if the charges, point charge body is equal types of charge body, that is their charges are equal, then Q3 Q1 it will be Q, Q3 Q2 it will be also Q. So the expression will be K Q square by r square, sorry, it will be a square as the distance is a, square. Now see, the two forces FCA and FCB both are equal. For that reason, the force, the resultant force on charge body Q3, it will be directed between the middle of the two forces. As the two forces are equal, for that reason the resultant will act along the middle of the two vector with the angle 30 degree. Okay. Now, what will be the magnitude of that charge? From the vector chapter, we have seen that the resultant of two vector is formula is resultant. Its formula is a square plus b, root over a square plus b square. The formula was like that. Resultant r is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, where theta was the angle between the two vector. Okay, so here what will be the resultant vector? F is equal to F CA square plus F CB square plus F CA 2FCA FCB cos 60 degree. Okay, up to that is okay. Now FCA and FCB both the forces are equal. Okay, so the force F is equal to net force F is equal to F square plus, can be considered the two forces as F, 2F square cos 60 degree. FCB can be considered as F, CA also, can be considered as F. Both the forces are equal, so I replace that one with F. So what is coming now? 2F square is there. 2F square cos 60 degree, that is, it is coming half, that is root 3 F square. So it will be F root 3. Okay, so net force on the charge, net force on charge Q3, what will be? Root 3 F, that is root 3 F, its value is K into Q square by S square. So this is the force, net force on the charge Q3. So in this way you have to practice the mathematical problems on superposition of charges. So that's all for today. In my next video I will come with other topics. Thank you.